and welcome to Trumpet Times. My name is Flora Atieno. Our today's show has an heartbeat segment, an upbeat segment, and Mombasa segment. Now, Julita Mudhoni on the heartbeat segment kicks off the show with a story on Malindi, Kilifi County, imposing ban on red meat.
Kilifi County government has closed down slaughterhouses and banned supply of red meat following an outbreak of Rift Valley fever. Authorities said they made a resolution after veterinary officers got positive results from samples taken from Malindi and Magarini sub-counties. The county has since put a quarantine on livestock movement from Tana River and Northeastern, where the disease was initially reported. Health Executive Omar Anissa said they are on high alert and have advised residents not to eat the red meat. This is a huge blow for the tourism sector in Malindi and nearby areas, as many hotel businesses are incurring losses. For Trumpet Times, I am Julita Mudhoni.
With every Kenyan entitled to quality health services by law, residents of Majengo Mapya, left at the mercy of the county government of Mombasa for such services, have seemingly neglected them. Majengo Mapya area, which is characterized by congested houses, poor sanitation and littered pathways, leaving the residents predisposed to waterborne diseases like cholera and typhoid. With all these health hazards, residents have to depend on this one private health center, which is understaffed and with inadequate services to meet their health needs. This prompting others to go as far as past the ferry to access these services, which are supposed to be localized. Rita Micheni for Trumpet Time.
On the upbeat segment, Sharon Tuwei hosts an upcoming trap music gang based in Mombasa.
Hello guys, welcome to Upbeat. On our today's show, we'll be chilling with Loaded, the trap musicians who are based in Mombasa. So guys, why the name Loaded Up?
Okay, we decided, before I start by saying the reason why we chose the name Loaded Up, I'm called Innocent Water from Mombasa, and these are my two friends. We are the Loaded Up gang, and Loaded Up actually is an empire, and it involves a lot of things. It's all about fashion, music, and a lot of things like videography, photography, and modeling.
So what is trap music to you?
Okay, trap music is a new type it's a new generation type of hip hop that is majorly across youth and teenagers. It majorly encompasses youth and teenagers because music evolves, like times change and demand changes too. So trap is hip hop, but it is a new type of hip hop that involves majorly youth who can come up with new styles and if you have something new to put on the table that involves hip hop and which people can accept and people can embrace.
So your target audience mainly involves young youth?
Young youth.
Ama pia wale watu wazee wanaweza listen to music.
Music is entertainment, so like entertainment clubs, yeah.
So it does not cover any age.
Trap na kama vijana, as you all know, yeah.
Is trap music popular among the coastal people? Ama wanasikiza zile makala, zile bongo sana sana?
Okay, kidogo bongo ni kiasi, but then tunajiamini, so we are focusing.
Like we just want to outstand,
Oh, I love that. And in a provide any source of income to you? Like do you depend on it to meet your needs, something like that?
Okay. Like for me naifanya like ni hobby, but then after like kama inalipa bado ni sawa. I make beats.
Yeah.
Bado tuna muscles tofauti, tuna model, other stuff.
Okay. Given an opportunity to perform with a local or an international guest artist, whom will you choose from the local or international?
From the
have a
local.
collab with?
I would choose It's Clever. Local, yeah. Actually, the guy.
Why your friend?
My friend, yeah. Because Namwaminia is my guy, yeah. We've been from like kutoka naye mbali. So support, yeah.
Okay, so you guys, where can you find your music? From like us, if I wanna listen to your music, where can I find it?
If you wanna get our music, loaded up music, you can get at mdundo.com. You can also go to tunecode.com and get our music. And if you can also access Taxi Music, you can get our music at Taxi Music. Go check us out there.
Your fans out there, they wanna know you. How can they get in touch with you? Probably your social media platform.
We have a lot of platforms. If you want to check us out, you can go to Instagram, Loaded Up Empire. You'll get a lot of our stuff there. You can also subscribe at our page on YouTube, Loaded Up Empire. You still get us there. Twitter, Loaded Up Empire. Anywhere you go, Facebook, Loaded Up, you'll get us there. All of us, everything about us. And you'll also find our music on YouTube. We have some videos already done. If you check out YouTube, Loaded Up Empire, you'll get some of our videos there. Maybe you can see it, check us out.
Okay. So you guys, can you please do a freestyle for us so that we can listen to your music?
Yeah, anytime you want.
Okay.
Okay. Flavor the kid, you give me the beat, I give you the hit. Make it just feel like jam. Swag born na madam. Get from the lab of fana. Muki beef niko bam. Hey, cash. Told them my nigga we go get the guac. Had the money in traffic for cash. Had the money in traffic for cash. Been in the game in a minute. Na bado sishuki kabisa. Ya nigga traffic designer. I pull up on the designer like. Ya nigga traffic designer. Ya nigga traffic designer. Ya nigga traffic designer. Ya nigga traffic designer. Cash.
Young nigga trapping designer. Young nigga flexing designer. Young nigga bowling designer. I pull up on you on designer. A young nigga trapping designer. A young nigga flexing designer. A young nigga bowling designer. I pull up on you on designer lab. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, going them to 4. They told me yes, oh yes, no, how to go. They call me lame, call me fake, nigga, now you know. I say, now you know? Yeah, now you know. Now gotta pass it to Ricky right here, man. Cash loads loaded up.
Gang, yeah, young nigga trapping design. Young nigga flexing design. Young nigga balling design. Young nigga don't check a bag. That nigga, that nigga copy my style. That nigga pass. Gang.
That was fun, guys. So it was nice doing this with you today. I'm your host Sharon Tuway for Trumpet Science.
The people of the coastal region are known for their love of art and culture, and coral art seems to be at the heart of many. Coral shell of certain species have historically been used as currency in several parts of the world, as well as being used in past and the present very extensively in jewelry and other decorative and ceremonial purposes. The coral was the shell most widely used worldwide as shell money. It was most abundant in Indian Ocean and was collected in Maldivian Islands in Sri Lanka. Coral shell money was most important in the slave trades in Africa, South Asia and East Asia.
Hizi ndo zileta pesa Kenya because in general name tunazita cowrie shells. Na hizi ndo zilifanya exchange in barter trade. Tulikuwa tunabadilishana kwa wazungu wanatupatia nguo, wanatupatia ornaments, visu, tulikuwa tujui visu, tujui vijiko, bakuli. Hizi ndo ilikuwa ni bakuli zamani zilikuwa kama bakuli.
In India, coral shells are also worn as jewelry and otherwise used as ornaments and charms. They are viewed as symbol of womanhood, fertility, birth, and wealth. The symbolism of coral shells is associated with the appearance of its underside lengthwise opening, which makes the shell look like a vulva or an eye. In Nepal, corals are used in gambling games where 16 pieces of quarries are tossed by 4 different bettors. The game is usually played at homes and in public during Indo festivals of Tihar. Vincent Ambua, Trumpet Times, Mombasa.
Kelvin Orengo is a fish seller at Likoni Market who has ventured into this business for a while now, and his expertise has enabled him grasp the way around this hustle.
Nauza moja ni 50, zikiwa tatu hivi ni 150. Hizi samaki ni salty, manake inatoka kwa bahari. Bahari ukumbuke nayo maji yake yako chumvi ama yako salty. Sasa kwa hivyo, na hii samaki yenyewe inaharibika baada ya siku mbili.
As early as 7 a.m., Mr. Orengo has already opened up his shop, ready to serve his customers for the day. After all, the early bird catches the worm. The fish Kelvin sells is known to many as suna, a type of fish that's a little salty but enjoyed by the people here in Likoni. Even though he has been in this business for long and has experienced major bumps, Kelvin still soldiers on. For Trumpet Times, I am Julita Mudhoni.
Miniset technology is rapid multiplication of cassava cuttings, a technique adapted from India by the Kilifi County. At the Agricultural Training Center, Mr. Morris, a farm manager, explains how the technology is quickly becoming popular to the local farmers and how it is applied.
The technology involves first putting the cassava pieces on the nursery. You chop them into pieces, 2 inches, you put them in the nursery. After 1 month, that seedling is ready to be taken to the main field. And in the main field, you're not putting them for tuber. They're meant for cassava cuttings. There's a difference between putting them for tuber production and for cassava cuttings. The difference arises in the spacings. When you're putting them for tuber, you put 100 by 100, 1 meter by 1 meter, that is 100 by 100 centimeters. When you're putting them for cassava cuttings, for cuttings mainly, you put them at 60 by 45 or 45 by 45 centimeters. That is when you leave them, they grow, you weed properly, you take care of all agronomic practices. When they are ready, then they are cut. You don't pull them up, you cut them.
From the nursery after a month, the seedlings are then set to grow as they are prepared for another cutting and to be distributed to the local farmers.
From the nursery, here they are, we planted at a spacing of 60 by 45. So we leave them to grow until they are able now to be cut as cuttings and we distribute to farmers at nominal cost. So what we do is to sustain this kind of technology, or rather the cuttings, we don't uproot them. We normally cut at a high level. We don't uproot them because when we cut them, they sprout again. When they grow taller, we come and cut them, they sprout again. So we'll have a continuous supply of cuttings without getting you don't get short of the cuttings because you don't uproot them. When we uproot them, it means you will have no cuttings again. You start reestablishing again.
So how does the county government chip in?
Government normally supports us with some funds. We buy the original cuttings that we use to make the mini sets. Then when we multiply, the project now becomes sustainable. We no longer don't need some funds from them because we shall be selling these ones. We get funds and then we continue multiplying the mini sets and we get more cuttings for the farmers. This is how we cut them. They must have 2 nodes, 2 buds. Every mini set must have 2 buds. So you do this. Now this is the mini set. This one is the mini set. So you chop many of them, 1, 2. So 1, 2, you count the number of nodes or rather buds then you chop them like that.
Miniset technology is a sigh of relief to Kilifi local farmers as they can smile to their granaries and stores after high hills. For Trumpet Times, my name is Flora Atieno.
The crackdown on corruption has intensified in the country over the past few months, with the arrest of yet more high-profile politicians and civil servants, signaling that the head of state Uhuru Kenyatta is following through with his words this time. Days later, National Land Commission Chairman Mohamed Waziri was arrested over alleged purchase of dubious land for the Standard Gauge Railway. He was arrested with 6 other officials. For many Kenyans, the recent onslaught on corruption is a welcome sign of the progress being made by the government after the handshake on the road to the realization of the government's Big Four agenda. For others, however, the fight is just a smokescreen to mask the many flaws of the administration since it was sworn in almost 10 months ago.
Tunatoa pongera sana kwa hii serikali yetu, tunaona kuna matumaini ya kupigana na hii ufisadi. Sana hata ukiona na kunywa kahawa ni ile hali ambayo ametufikisha mahali hapa, lakini tunatoa shukrani sana.
Serikali yenyewe inatia bidii, lakini kisheria tulikuwa tunataka wao watu wanafanya ufisadi hao. Tulikuwa tunataka wafunge hata kama shimo la tewa ama kamiti wawekwe ndani. Hii mambo wanatolewa na balls milioni 2, hiyo hatutaki.
For Trumpet Times, I am Atieno.
That's all we had for you, but please make sure you check us on social media platforms. From me, Flora Atieno, and the entire team of Trumpet Times, have a great time.